Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Wednesday, the 16th of February 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Cosmic Tarot today. Let's see what the cards have to say about Wednesday and what this day is going to look like. So I hope you've had a great week so far. Let's see what Wednesday is all about. Okay, so the first card is the Chariot. Sense of triumph and victory and enthusiasm and motivation. Then we have something that's pretty opposite. We've got the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak and disappointment and loss and betrayal. So all the things you don't want as a result of a success. And then we have the Fool. And the Fool is motivated, but he doesn't know quite what he's doing. He doesn't have all the details. He's dancing on the edge of a cliff here. It's kind of dangerous. And what he shares in common with the Chariot is that both of these men are motivated to do something. So it's this motivation to act on this day without information that leads to heartbreak and loss and betrayal, because the Suit of Swords has to do with ideas and information and communication. And if that's missing, then the outcome to new ventures and actions where you think you're going to be triumphant and come out on top are going to go the other way. So the cards are kind of warning you that they're saying that if there is something that you're interested in today, make sure you do your homework first. Don't wing it. Don't rush off into a situation without understanding what's going on, who is involved, what the situation is really all about. Otherwise, you may get drawn into something that you don't want to be part of, or you look foolish if you don't know what you're talking about, or really a success and a victory that's actually a loss isn't recognized because you don't know exactly what steps you need to take. So it's important to do your research first, I feel, is what the cards are saying. So first of all, the Chariot is the 7th card in the Major Arcana. It's anyone's ability to overcome their circumstances, in theory, whether they're negative or positive, by looking at what you want, self-will, initiative, personal choices, and what you decide to do with your life. It's kind of interesting, actually, that the Chariot is the 7th card in the Major Arcana, because it is the Fool's journey. It goes from the Fool through to the 21st card of the Major Arcana, the World, and it's really a process of learning and discovering the world and changing as a result. And the Chariot, this realization that if I listen to the inner flame, and if I connect with my higher self, which tells me what I'm supposed to do, then I'm able to overcome any worldly kind of circumstances, and I can manifest myself the way I want to be. I think for me personally, that's like PhD level thinking, and I think for most of us, because most of us think our circumstances or our backgrounds or whatever define us, and the card says that very differently. It says, no, the real power that you've got access to is you. So I think it should be more like the 14th or later on in the Major Arcana, because it is something that we have to kind of understand. So the cards are saying, fine, you do understand certain things which are extremely complicated already, like where the power in your life truly resides. But what you don't see is other people's agendas, or you may not immediately twig onto a lie that you've been told, or something in terms of contracts or scheduling is overlooked and you miss something and it leads to a big disaster. Basically, you understand the big picture and what you're trying to do, but it's the details where you can fall down. Google Calendar not loading and then missing an appointment as a result. Or someone tells you that you should go into this meeting and talk about dim sum because one of the people there is a huge fan, but the opposite is true. Then again, you've got egg on your face, you're embarrassed, something seems to be lost. So I think the key things are, think before you speak. If you're signing anything, make sure you've actually read it. And if it's serious, make sure you get a lawyer to look over it. Really tick all the boxes and make sure you do your due diligence, you dot the I's, you tick all the T's. If it's taking some sort of an action based on the opinion or information that you've received from another person, be very careful and research that info first. Yeah, because it can be very, like, especially if it's a rumor, you know, if you're in a situation where you overhear a rumor, if this rumor is true, it's got really negative, the potential negativity is huge. And you decide to spread this rumor, it turns out not to be true, but you talking about it kind of lingers in people's memory. And there's a negative association because the horrible potential outcome then kind of becomes associated with you. You see what I mean? So even though it was just a rumor, it then takes on some sort of reality in your life through other people's perceptions. Okay, finally, the Fool. The Fool is also this sense that if I go out on a mission, if I explore, then I'll find out who I am, I'll discover what the world is, and I'll make sense of everything. Just right now, I don't have any answers yet. And here we've got these spheres of light here. It looks like he's being beamed down almost. So that's what the Fool is. It's someone who is clueless, who's enthusiastic about life and what you can do with it, but really has no idea. And when there's absolutely no idea involved, then there's a lot of damage that can happen. You know, what's the dog going to eat? Is he going to fall off this cliff? Is he going to freeze up there in the mountains? Sometimes you need to have a clue. And that's what the cards are strongly talking about, that yeah, winging it isn't going to work today. So that's the good thing about the Fool, this willingness to move forward and to get things done. The Fool is also able to learn. You know, once he falls off the cliff, he's not going to do it again. So if you prepare and you say, hey, actually, I'm objective enough about myself particularly to know that I don't have all the information, because there's always more to know. So I'm going to prepare and make sure I'm triumphant in this situation, because I am going to do I'm going to read everything on the reading list before I go in here, so I know exactly what it is I'm doing. So you're not doomed to make mistakes here. You can focus on the details deliberately, still make progress, but avoid any negative outcomes by informing yourself as much as you possibly can. So number-wise, we've got 7 and 3 is 10. 10 reduces to 1 in numerology, and 1 is also this energy of the pioneer, the person who initiates, the person who's in charge, who leads. So that's the huge drive here. So the cards are saying, because there's a potential for error, you know, you have two choices. You can either stop and hold back so you can't make an error, or you can keep going and do your best by understanding everything that comes your way. And the cards are saying the drive and the potential, that's not the problem. So keep going, keep moving forward. Use the momentum. You can avoid issues by really looking at all the details carefully, and then you've got the best of both worlds. You understand and you're able to move ahead. So there's nothing wrong with being a pioneer and leading and taking risks, as long as you read up on things. And particularly, you don't take everything as 100% true. Even if you read it or hear it from someone else, do research from several different sources until you know that it's true. Okay, so I hope you have a great day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, scroll down a little bit until you get to the Book Your Readings button. Click on that to order your reading with me. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, please. Hit subscribe and share the video online. Also on this day, we have a full moon happening, and that is a full moon in Leo. Oh, that's interesting. So I made a separate video on the full moon. If you're interested in that, have a look at that video. I go into a lot of detail. And this is the cards perspective on the day. But if you want, if you want to do even more homework and look at the astrology take on this day, then check out the video on the full moon in Leo. Have an amazing Wednesday, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.